Good morning and welcome back. The time right now is 8:17, and in your health news this morning, the days are getting shorter, darker, colder, and while there's a lot to look forward to during the holiday season, it's not necessarily the most wonderful time of the year for everyone. You know, many people have experienced the winter blues in some form or another. Tori Dixon, a licensed professional counselor and owner of Graceful Journey, is here with us in studio to talk about seasonal depression. Yeah. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Cleo. Thank you so much for having me.
Glad to have you. All right, so let's talk about the winter blues because it varies.
Yeah, it does. You know, our winter blues is usually that time when we get a little sad. You know, the weather is getting cold, we're losing our daylight. So we all have that kind of little sadness. But I think we have to be very mindful of understanding that seasonal affective disorder is something just a little bit more serious that we need to pay attention to. Seasonal affective disorder is a type of depression. And so this depression, usually the onset of it is in those fall and autumn months. And what happens is our brain, because we're not getting enough light, it starts to process different, and then we start to have those depressive symptoms.
So what are we looking out for when it comes to those signs and symptoms?
Yeah, you're looking out for persistent sadness, maybe some anxiety, worry, guilt, maybe even some suicidal thoughts or ideations. And at those times, you definitely need to seek professional help.
How can people, I guess, overcome some of these feelings, especially during the holiday season?
Yeah, sometimes those things can kind of mesh and meld together. But what I always say is that if you happen to be dealing with depressive disorder or anything that has to do with some consistent sadness, some of the things that we can do is make sure that you do get some daylight. Seasonal affective disorder, we understand that the symptoms lessen the more natural environmental light that we get, the more those symptoms actually mitigate. So you want to get out as much as you can. Be sure to connect with your healthy community. Sometimes we have to do ourselves a favor and lift our hands up from our cell phones and get off those screens and actually start connecting with people instead of just being in contact with them. Also, watch your vitamins. Vitamin D in particular has been known to have effects on one's mood. So the more vitamin D you have, of course, we get that so much from that beautiful sunlight. But when we don't have it, you may have to supplement with a vitamin D supplement. And if your symptoms are a little bit more severe, talk to a therapist, and between talk therapy and maybe even some medication, we can get those symptoms mitigated.
Wow, I need to take it. I need to take you up on some of the tips as well, especially the screen time and the vitamin D.
Absolutely.
So important. I guess you were talking about spending time with a professional. When is it truly time to maybe seek some help?
I always say, Cleo, that it's never a bad time to talk to a therapist. You don't have to be in a crisis. You don't have to have everything just kind of falling apart for you to be able to sit with someone who can actually shine that light for you and give you the opportunity just in many ways just to kind of see life a little bit different. But if you are seeing that you have this persistent sadness, if you see that these symptoms tend to happen at the end of the year in those last 4 to 5 months of that fall and autumn, and you notice that those symptoms seem to go into remission in the spring and in the summer, and you have to pay attention to the cycles of your mood, because seasonal affective disorder, you have to have had that at least 2 or 3 winter cycles, and seeing that depression symptoms are greater in the winter than it is in non-winter months.
Wow. All right, Tori, before we go here, you've got an event coming up.
Absolutely. Listen, if you want to connect with me and you want to start over as we're kind of getting into this new year, I want you to just connect with me on yourstartingovercoach.com, sign up, and I would love to see you.
Oh, that's awesome. Tori, thank you so much for taking the time out to come down here and talk to us about this. This is a big thing.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Cleo.
All right.